The secret word tonight is name, N-A-M-E. And now, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win $2,000, and tonight maybe somebody will win $10,000. George?
Groucho, Mrs. May Bazell is all set to play You Bet Your Life, and her partner is one of the world's best-known authors, Mr. C.S. Forrester. So, folks, you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Say the secret word, and you each get an extra $50. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mr. Forrester, it's nice to know you. Nice to know you. I've read every one of your books, and I want to know, I think Horatio Alger is an inspiration to every red-blooded boy in America.
Yes, it's Horatio Hornblower, not Horatio Alger, you know.
Well, on this show, the only hornblower is me. Now, what does the CS stand for, Mr. Forrester? Cold salmon?
No, my name's Cecil Scott Forrester.
What? Well, you just said the secret word, cold salmon. So you win $50, and your partner here wins $50. The word tonight is name. Where are you from, C.S.?
I was born in Cairo, Egypt.
You were born in Cairo?
Yes. I'm a British subject.
Oh.
My father was a British government servant.
Well, where did you go after you left Egypt?
I lived in England then.
Oh. Are you still living in England?
No, I live in Berkeley, California now.
Oh, Berkeley, huh? Why do they call it Berkeley? In England, they call it Berkeley, California, don't
Yes, some snobs started that fashion about 200 years ago.
Now, what have you got against Southern California? Why do you live up north in Berkeley? You don't mind if I call it Berkeley, huh?
Yeah,
My Berkeley is worse than my Berkeley, you know.
Yeah. Oh, down here your weather's too regular. I like to have to look out of the window to see what the weather's doing.
You want more extemporaneous weather.
That's quite right. It's the exact right word.
Oh. It's sheer luck that I had that word. Now, I know the audience is interested, and I'd like to discuss your old friend, Captain Horatio Hornblower. How many Hornblower books have been sold?
Oh, there have been 8 volumes, about 2 million copies.
2 million copies, huh? Do you have any advice for people who want to write?
Oh, yes. The best thing to do is to write, I think.
Well, that ought to stop a lot of people cold, including a lot of writers. What was your last book, Horatio?
I'd rather you said my latest book, you know.
Your latest book, yes. That's a fine point, but I get the distinction.
The Age of Fighting Sail. It's a history of the War of 1812.
What is your name again?
May Bazell.
May Bazell. Are you related to Eddie Bazell, the famous director?
I'm afraid not. I wish I were.
Well, I wouldn't be afraid of it if I were you. He happens to be a very nice man. Where are you from, May?
I was born in Kentucky and raised in Ohio.
Are you married, May?
Yes, I am.
How did you meet your husband?
Which one?
I really don't care as long as we keep the ball bouncing. How many times have you been married?
Twice.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. In that case, how did you meet Exhibit B? He's probably fresher in your mind.
Yes.
That's the current one, I presume, huh?
Yes. My girlfriend was going to Tijuana to be married, and I was to be a witness at her wedding. She was going to marry a Marine, and he brought a buddy along.
You went down to...
Went to Tijuana to witness
Well, that's a very romantic way of meeting a husband, May. How long did you go with him before you got married?
I married him at that ceremony.
What a buddy. That's a real buddy, isn't it? The Marine just couldn't stand to see his pal go into battle alone. In other words, you married a perfect stranger, is that it?
Oh, I didn't feel like he was a stranger. It was 3.5-hour ride down to Tijuana.
Well, it shows if you really want to know a fella, don't fool around with long engagements.
That's right.
Just take a ride in the back seat of Tijuana. Well, it's been fun talking to you two, but now it's time to play You Bet Your Life. You both know how to play the game, huh?
Yes.
All right, well, let's see how you do in the quiz. Remember your partners. We want one answer between you on all questions. You selected a dictionary quiz. Why, you dirty crook, you. Well, I'm going to ask you some questions, and if you miss 2 in a row, you're through. And if you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000 plus a chance later of doubling your money. All right? Now, what is a carbine?
It's a small rifle.
That's right, or a musket, yes, either one.
We have 1 right, 3 more, and you'll have $1,000.
I had a frankfurter with musket this morning. Now, what is a mastiff?
Yeah, would you say it again?
A mastiff. M-A-S-T-I-F-F.
Big dog? Big dog? It's a big dog.
I would say a large dog, yes.
2 right, you're on your way to your 1,000.
All right, now what is a javelin?
A spear that you throw. A spear that you throw.
Well, you don't necessarily have to throw it. It's a spear, huh?
You
can retain it if you want to. Huh?
You have 3 right, 1 more, and you'll have your $1,000.
I thought javelin was a cup of coffee. Now, what is a spigot?
It's a tap in a barrel.
You're too smart for us, Mr. Hornblower, and you've won $1,000.
4 in a row.
Now, you can keep that 1,000 and quit, or else you can come back at the end of the show and try to double your money. You might even get a chance at $10,000. You bet your life.
Groucho, here are Eileen Thomas and Elmer von Scheibel. Like to play You Bet Your Life.
Say the secret word and you win an extra $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Eileen Thomas and Elmer von Scrabble. A charming couple indeed. Elmer, I guess I'd better start with you. If I just leave you standing there, you might take off. How tall are you, Elmer?
6'7" tall, Groucho.
You're a pretty long fellow. That's a pretty long haircut you've got there, too. Let's see, you're Elmer von Schiabel?
That's not me, no.
No, you're Eileen Thomas.
That's
You
right.
must be. That's all I have left. Now, is that Miss Thomas or Mrs. Thomas?
Miss.
Miss. Well, a miss is as good as a mile. And on a lonely night, considerably better. Huh? Where are you from, Eileen?
I was born 6 miles from London in a place called Highgate.
Highgate, huh? Is that anywhere near Lowbridge?
No.
Well, just where is Highgate?
It's about 6 miles from London, from the heart of London. I lived there for 17 years until I was bombed during the war. Then I moved to a
You were on the bum for 16 years? Well, Eileen, you have a very unusual accent. Do people in England ever comment about it?
Well, no, they all speak the same way there.
Really?
Really.
I'm surprised you can understand each other. No wonder you all drive on the wrong side of the road.
You know, I've done that too since I've been here.
How do you do in London? Did you have a job there?
Yes, I first worked for Lloyd's of London.
Oh, Lloyd's of London. I know them very well. As a matter of fact, I have a policy with them right now. If I'm torpedoed by a submarine at Hollywood and Vine, I get $8 a week for the rest of my life. What else did you do in London?
Well, then I went to the Ministry of Information and worked as a secretary there.
What did you do after that?
Then I went to work for Tyrone Power as his secretary.
Tyrone Power. Did you like that?
Loved it.
Mm-hmm. Then who'd you work for?
Then I went as secretary companion to Ava Gardner.
Now you're talking, kid. How'd you like your job with Ava?
Loved it.
Exciting?
Very. We went to...
Did she mention me at all?
Well, yes, she did, talking about the old movies.
Are you in California on a visit, or are you working here?
No, I'm not. I'm here. I'm working as a secretary to Eddie Fisher.
Who?
Eddie Fisher.
What does he do?
Well, he sings.
Is he very popular?
Well, I would think he was probably the America's greatest singer.
You happen to be speaking. You happen to be speaking to the head rock of the Elvis Presley Rock and Roll Club. Wouldn't you find it more exciting working with Elvis Presley?
No, I don't think so.
Don't you like him?
You know, I've never seen him.
You don't have to see him to dislike him. So you work with Eddie Fisher, eh? You know, every teenager in America would give her left arm and her white saddle shoes for your job. When he gives you dictation, do you squeal and squirm?
Well, hardly, Groucho, because you see, I'm not really a teenager.
How old are you?
33.
You can squeal when you're 33.
But not taking
I've heard him
dictation.
squeal at 50. Well, what are your duties as Eddie Fisher's secretary?
Answer the telephones, make his appointment, help
Is he
out.
very busy?
Yes, he's very busy. And I help send out about 2,000 fan letters a week.
He gets 2,000 fan letters a week?
Sometimes more.
Certainly doing better than me.
Well,
I've had one fan letter in the last 3 months. A fellow wrote me and asked me where he could buy an Essex.
did you have many fan letters when you were 28?
I used to get a lot of threatening mail years ago. Most of my fans are too old now to be able to sit down and write. They can't see the paper anymore. How old is Eddie?
28.
28. Well, he can't last forever. I've seen him come and go, you know. I've sat on this stool all the way from Sarah Bernhardt to Wyatt Earp. Eileen, what are your plans for the future? Are you eventually heading back to London?
No, I love it here. I'm very happy here. I have a boyfriend here, so I'm going to stay and take out American citizenship, I hope.
Well, I hope so, too. You won't get homesick here. Every night on television, you can watch old English movies. By the way, what do you get on TV in England? More old English movies?
No, more old American movies.
Well, you survived the Blitz. I'm sure you can survive that. Elma, let's get back to you. Do you have a nickname, or should I keep calling you Elma?
No, Groucho, they call me Slim or Snowdrift.
They call you Slim? How old are you, Slim?
I'm 44.
44. Are you married?
Yes, Groucho, I'm married.
How long?
Well, sort of new at it since May the 10th of this year.
What do you think of it?
It's all right.
Newlywed, eh?
Yes, sir.
Your head is really in the clouds. You're 44 and you just got married last May?
Yes, sir.
Are you sorry that you marked time for such a long period?
Well, no, I didn't exactly mark time. I've done it twice before.
You weren't marking time, you were doing time. Is your wife as tall as you are?
No, she's just a shrimp. She's only 5'4".
Where do you live, Mr. Von Schiavo?
I live in the capital of the state of Nevada, which is Carson City.
Is Carson City still in Nevada? No, I read someplace that Las Vegas had given Carson City 3 days to get out of the state.
Well, I admit it's small, but not quite that small.
Oh, is it as small as your wife?
So I was larger than that.
What is it like in Carson City? What kind of a place do you live in up there?
Well, I don't exactly live in town. I live out in the, you might say, the sticks about 5.5 miles from town. Count of my wife and 21 huskies, I should say.
You have 21 kids?
21.
You've been married since May and you have 21 kids?
No, not 21 kids.
With that long hair, your name wouldn't be Samson, would it? Well, Slim, you better explain these 21 kids.
Well, they're not 21 kids, Groucho.
Would you like to have a secretary like Eileen?
That'd be nice. They're
Would you give up a couple of the, whatever you got there for Eileen?
Well. I said I was just married, didn't I?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Well, she's up there in the sticks. She won't know anything.
Yeah, but then when I get back, I'm afraid she's listening.
Schlemiel, don't go back. Well, you better explain these 21 kids.
Well, that's 21 huskies. They're Siberian Husky sled dogs.
Oh, that makes sense. The Nevada desert is certainly the place for sled dogs. I don't know where else you would have them. But what do you need 21 Siberian Huskies for? Couldn't you get along with just, say, 19?
No, Groucho, they're used
Do you think she's very cute?
I ain't gonna last us out, I'm afraid. I know what it is to be on the spot now.
Elmer, Slim, I want to ask you a question.
What's up?
Suppose you went back to the Sticks with Eileen and introduced her to your wife as your secretary. What would her reaction be?
You mean whose reaction? Eileen's or my wife's?
No. Your wife's reaction.
Well, the closest thing I could think of would be past history when Vesuvius went up.
I wasn't present at the moment, but...
Well, I mean, the explosion that occurred then would be second rate, I believe, to the missus.
I mean, with 21 Huskies jumping at your throat for salad. Why do you need all these mutts for up there?
Well, Groucho, I use these mutts or dogs or huskies, whatever you want to call them, for rescue work. Primarily, that is their work in the high Sierras. Also, I go on demonstrations and in fairs and lectures on the dogs, about the dogs.
When you get a flash that somebody's stranded in the snow, do you come bounding up the slopes with a keg of brandy around your neck? Yeah?
No, Groucho, that...
Or do you drink it before you get there? Or just give them the empty keg. You know what they say, you can't have your keg and eat it. Nobody ever said that out there.
No.
It's a base cannot.
You can have both.
Yes, you can.
We don't use brandy because after a shot of brandy or after giving a patient or a victim brandy, he will be colder within a half an hour than he was previous to the time that he drank the brandy. But we give him soup.
After a half hour with a keg of brandy, who cares if he's cold?
Well, that's true, too.
Slim, your job is pretty risky, isn't it? I've been up in the high Sierras in the winter, and it's like the North Pole. Do you ever get scared up there?
Well...
You see those snowy wastes?
Yes, you do.
Well, don't the girls up there have snowy wastes?
Can't we leave the women out of this? You're getting
We can, but it'll be right dull.
Well,
He's doing a lot of fanning tonight.
Now, when I start say that it might be cold, and I am scared, this times I am scared, but of all the deaths, that would be the most pleasant death, the way to die.
What,
by
the
freezing
keg of
to
brandy?
death. No, by freezing to death.
Freezing to death is
Freezing
a pleasant way to die?
Yes. Yes, on any person that I've ever seen that has frozen to death.
Well, what makes you such an authority? Have you ever done it?
Not myself, no, but I have worked with them that have been dead. And
Well, that's good. At least you don't have to pay him a salary.
I mean, I have worked with those who are already dead. Or does that sound worse?
Pretty fast crowd you go around with. Well, you're a charming couple, and it's been most interesting talking to you two. Now, we're going to play... You selected popular music of the last 20 years. You both know how to play this game, you bet your life.
Uh-huh.
Jack Meakin will play some tunes, and you name them. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000 plus a chance later of doubling your money. Remember, just one answer between you. Good luck, and here we go. What is this tune? Play, Jack. Beautiful tune.
Don't know the title.
No other love have I. You should have known that.
Well, that's one wrong. Don't get another one wrong in a row, or you'll be all finished.
Now, don't get another one wrong. Identify this one. Play it, Jack.
think of the tune.
Very popular
You
song.
came out of nowhere.
What is it, audience?
Canadian Sunset.
That's
Oh,
right,
Hugo
Canadian
Wilson.
Sunset.
She killed.
I'm sorry you missed 2 in a row, so you're
I'm
all
sorry.
through. We don't want you to go away empty-handed. I'm going to ask you one more question for $100.
I got it right here.
You have?
Yeah.
Of what country is Mexico City the capital?
Mexico.
Got me confused. Mexico.
I'm sorry you didn't win more, but
I
thanks
am
anyway.
too.
You're very pretty, and you were a charming couple, and we
Thank you,
enjoyed
sir.
having you here.
And now, in just 1 minute, we'll see if any of our couples is going to try for the big money tonight. Now, Groucho, here's how we stand in the race for the big money. Eileen Thomas and Slim von Scheibel, of course, missed 2 in a row, so they are ineligible. However, our first couple, C.S. Forrester and May Bazell, won their $1,000, and they have decided to try for $10,000. So, would you come out, please?
Why, Horace, I didn't know you were a gambler, huh?
Yeah.
All right, you've decided to go for the big question. Remember, if you miss it, you wind up with $500 for the night. Now, are you still going to go for the big money?
Yes.
Now, here's the way it works. We have this big wheel here. There are 10 numbers on it. I want you to get together and pick a number. Any number you want from 1 to 10. Take a number. Now, you turn the wheel. We have nothing
Number
to do.
2.
Now, one of you is going to spin the wheel. If any number besides the one you picked comes up, the question is worth $2,000. However, if your number comes up, the question is worth $10,000. Okay? One of you spin the wheel.
Yes.
Number 2. All right. Your number was 10, and it landed on 10. The number 2, and it landed on 10. So this question is worth $2,000. Right? When McKinley was assassinated, Teddy Roosevelt succeeded him. For $2,000, who succeeded James Garfield when he was assassinated?
Chester Arthur.
I thought you were an Englishman. That's right, Chester Arthur. I thought you were an Englishman.
Yeah, I'm an Anglo.
You're a big phony. You've probably been living in Berkeley since you were born. What are you going to do with all that money?
I'm giving it to the Naval Relief.
Oh, you wouldn't consider giving it to me, huh?
No.